Hello and welcome to For The Drive. Today's video is all about the XE. I spent so much time having fun this year being in other people's cars as well as going to incredible events that I've kind of left this in the background. So I thought it's high time to actually do a bit of an update. I recently passed my 3-year anniversary with this, so I've now owned the Jag XE for 3 years, and I'd say 3 years of a lot of fun, but we will go into more detail about that in the video. So today's video is basically a long-term review of the Jaguar XE. So a quick run around on the outside of the car, bits and pieces that I've modified since owning the XE. I haven't done too much. I was a bit wary about, I mean, you can get all sorts of bits and pieces. There's carbon fibre rear spoilers, there's side skirts, there's a front splitter, which all look epic, especially in the pictures. But is it really the car to start spending potentially, I think it's about 1,500 quid worth of carbon fibre bits? You know, people are still not going to look at it and go, oh, that's nice. I mean, they might go, oh, it wasn't carbon fibre, but it wasn't really the car. So what I did was I got Dub Customs to wrap the front splitter, round the front grille, the side vents, the side skirts, because that was we saw there was actually an F-Type in Dub Customs at the same time having that done, and I was like, yeah, I want that, thanks. As well as the rear valance around the exhaust, because that was normal plastic and it looked absolutely nasty. So I'm really happy with how that came out. As you can tell, the fact that I've kept it on there for this long. Probably the biggest external upgrade that I did was the exhaust, which I am super happy with. There are times where I think sometimes, oh, maybe I should have got a valve system or something in place so I could turn it down a little bit, mainly when the wife is in the car or I've got family members that really don't enjoy loud exhausts. But when I'm actually having some fun, especially with like my friends on the Full Mux Car Club and bits and pieces like that, the amount of things that I'm going along to now because of those people that require something, I just want something, a bit of noise and to join in with the fun as well as listen and the driving experience. That exhaust has made me so happy. The amount of times that it now pops and cracks because it's been very well warmed up over the last few years that I've had it, and it has been so much fun. Of course you'll hear hopefully lots of it during this video, because I will be putting a GoPro just over the exhaust so you can hear it pop and crack and bits and pieces as I drive around. So actually, I tell you what, let's start this puppy up, let you listen to the exhaust on idle and stationary, a couple of revs of course, and then we'll get the cameras on the outside and get cracking. A very quick recap on just what I've actually got, what I bought 3 years ago. I have a 2015 Jaguar XE 25T, which is the 2-litre turbo 4-pot engine with about 240 brake stop. As an all-rounder, I could not be happier with this car. I think it's a fantastically comfortable compact executive. The ride comfort and general usability of it for everyday use. This is my only car at the moment, which means that going to work really, like, boringly short journeys very early in the morning and sitting in rush hour traffic, as well as the weekend jaunts with friends and car clubs and things like that. So it has done everything with me. Very rarely do I ever leave it at home for a car event. So it's done very well. I'm incredibly impressed. Fuel consumption, all those kind of things that again you kind of do have to take into consideration when you're buying a car. Stock statistics kind of said, I think it was combined was about 37.7. With my short journeys to work and back, I don't get that. It's by the time the engine's hot, I'm kind of near work. Annoying. As much as it's handy being very close to work, it's kind of bad in that respect. It's normally low to mid 20s. And then at the weekend, I kind of ignore the MPG because redlining or, pushing it quite hard kind of defeats the object. I will mention very quickly that I have put a TDI tuning box on this. Very happy with the results. The MPG has gone up, as well as the power and torque. So I've kind of got best of both worlds. On a normal run, if I'm driving it, at the moment I'm driving it in normal mode, there's no dynamic on it, it is normal. I am using the paddles, but only because I like using them, but I'm not driving it hard. On a long journey, I can get over 40 mpg with no problem. Even a short journey, I'm looking closer into the high 20s instead of low 20s. It is much better for general driving, as well as giving me the extra power. It has everything that I want. It's got heated seats, it's got dual zone climate control. The stereo system could be a little better quality. This is the standard one that comes with it, but it is an incredibly good all-rounder for everyday use. And as we talked about, my hobby and doing the channel and playing about with some serious horsepower at the weekends, this car has been pushed, I would say, certainly to my limit sometimes, and I would say that the car has been pushed fairly close to its limit. There has been definite corners that I've taken quite harsh and come out of it and gone, okay, well done. I'm not entirely sure we were going to get through that, and yeah, it's fared very well. It's everything I seem to throw at it, it will handle as best as it can. The chassis is very well made for a compact executive. Again, I mean, you get into a proper sports car, Porsche, Lotus, and then especially if you go up to the supercars when you're looking at Ferrari, Lamborghini, obviously the chassis are out of this world in comparison, but for supposedly quiet, comfortable, small executive car that the businessman would buy, this handles bloody good. The uprated power, as I said, about from the TDI box, goes from about 240 to about, I think it reckons about 292, 295. So it's not too shabby increase. And the torque, I do it in foot-pounds, I don't do newton meters. It's from, I think it's 250 up to 300 pounds for torque. So again, impressive. The pickup, because there is a turbo, there is turbo lag. It's not like a twin scroll or too small, twin turbo or bi-turbo. It is just a single standard turbo. It normally would kick in about 2.5, 3. I think 3 was maximum, 2.5 was kind of when you start to feel it. Now it will start picking up much better about 2 because of the air pressures being played about with. I think it's pushing more air through it. It's being able to spin up the turbo just like a little bit quicker. So with the 8-speed ZF gearbox, you can pick a gear when you're going into a corner and be sitting at that sweet spot that you get maximum torque from the turbo and then accelerate out. Again, very versatile with the gearbox. Everyone's going to the ZF8 now. Very reliable. This has been pushed through. I've done 34,000 miles in it now. In the 3 years I've owned it, I had 400 miles on it when I bought it. So basically I had it from new. It's just a year old. And those 34,000 miles, it's never skipped a beat. The car has never broken down on me, and as I say, I've been pushing it. Yes, I always look after it. I always make sure that the engine's hot before pushing it. And I let the turbos cool down before turning the engine off and stopping the oil being pumped around it to keep it lubricated and all those kind of things. But it has taken everything that I've thrown at it and just gone, okay, yeah, I can do that. Servicing, I suppose, is something to be thinking about, especially for 3 years. If you're buying it new, definitely going to a Jaguar main dealer. Definitely try and get some sort of deal, because Jaguar are not cheap. I think they run at about £180 an hour for their servicing. So a service I've just recently had my third service. I think each service is about £400 or £500, which I know in the grand scheme of things not a huge amount, but I'd expect that from something that's a little bit higher. Like, I mean, this car only brand new would have only cost about £35,000–40,000, and then to start charging £500 for a basic service. If you can get a service pack deal, great. If not, just be prepared. Second set of tyres. First set were Pirelli P7. Now I can never remember the word. It's Century Toe or something. I can't remember. P7s basically. Pirelli P7s. They were okay. I thought that they were absolutely fine when I bought the car. Very good enough grip, things like that. The rears were worn out, as to be expected with a rear-wheel drive car. They ran out a lot quicker. I went to my local tyre guy and said, what do you recommend? And they said Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. What a difference. The amount of grip on the back end I got, it felt like a go-kart in comparison. I hadn't even done the front end, and the front end was still running on Pirellis, and the rears were running on Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. And the amount of grip that I felt I had was insane. So I actually couldn't wait to replace the front ones. So when the front ones finally wore, I was like, right, I'm going to have Michelin all round. This car has so much grip now compared to it did when I bought it. I cannot tell you how much better the Michelins are. If you're thinking about buying one of these and you want to use it for some fun as well as normal driving, Michelin's Pilot Sport 4s, basically just do it. I think it is time to have a bit of fun, so I'm now going to put it into dynamic, traction control into half off, so into track DSC. So much quicker, so much better, and quite clearly the engine has been hot, so the TDI box is running at, it's running, giving me nearly 300 brake horsepower. Is just enough to really kind of make me want to drive it more. Taking these bends pretty hard, and it's just taking it. It is just doing it. Yeah, you get the suspension, dip down around corners. You have to kind of know that what's going to happen here, how much that's going to go. But with a little bit of practice, this car really does handle very well. I don't know, I really hope I have covered everything. I've tried to think about all aspects of owning a vehicle. I'm pretty sure there must be one thing that I have not thought about, but please, I mean, by all means ask me, put the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it. I'll try and make sure that I put up the brands and bits and pieces that I've used for modifying. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm going to now enjoy the rest of my day, draining more fuel out of this, and I will see you guys later.